Hey everybody, it's Jordan, Millionaire Millennial. In this video, I want to walk you through how to set up a new listing for your private label product. So this isn't going to apply if you're doing arbitrage or wholesale, because those listings will already have been created on Amazon. But if you're doing your own brand and you're doing private label, then this video is for you, because I'm going to show you exactly how to set up a new listing in the Amazon catalog. So first off, if you're not already subscribed, be sure to do so. Click the notification bell so that you're notified anytime that I release a new video. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump right into my computer and get started on how to create a new Amazon listing. So right here, I'm in Seller Central, and you want to go to Inventory, and then you want to go to Add a Product. And then when you go to Add a Product, it'll come up with this page, and it'll say List a New Product. It'll search the Amazon catalog first. Now you don't want to do that because you're making your own product listing, right? So if you are selling a product that already exists, doing arbitrage or doing wholesale, you could put in the UPC number here and it will show up as a product that already exists. But we're making a new listing, so we're actually going to click right here, create a new product listing. And then we'll be taken to the choose a category page, right? So we want to pick a category for our product. So I don't really have a good product in mind, so I'm just going to use that squeegee that I was talking about in my last video, and we're going to use that and make a listing for that particular product. So I'm just going to search in here, squeegee. I think that is how you spell it. Cool. And then here it's going to pull up a bunch of different categories that this product could be put in, right? So if I want to make a squeegee, it's not going to be a shower squeegee, right? It's a window cleaning kit is what we were actually looking at. So let's look up window cleaning kit and see if we can't find something. So, maybe it might be an office product, glass cleaners and household cleaners, buckets. Here's squeegees, right? So it would probably be this one. Right here is the one that we would probably want to put it in. So let's go ahead and put it in this category just by clicking on it, and then we'll be taken to this page where we actually make the listing itself. Right? So if you go to Inventory and you click Edit Product, you'll be taken back to this page to change anything or edit it later after you make the initial listing. Okay, so we can click Advanced View, and that's just going to add a bunch of other stuff. You don't really need to worry about that. You really just want to set up the simple basics, and that's all you're going to need, because in Advanced View, you don't need the color map or the size or all this other stuff. So we're just going to stick with the simple view, and we're going to fill out all the required information as well as some of the other information that we need to set up. So the first things first is the product name. I actually end up doing this last. Alright, so we're not actually going to fill this in first. Manufacturer, this doesn't really matter. Notice it's not required. You can put in your manufacturer that you buy it from on Alibaba, or you can put in your company name, or you can make up a manufacturer, right? So it doesn't really matter. And brand name is the same thing. We just want to make up a brand. Since we're private labeling this product, we actually just create a brand out of our head. We just make it up entirely. So, maybe a brand for a squeegee could be like, okay, this is kind of funny, but squeege me, all right, squeege me. Alright, because it rhymes with squeegee. Alright, so squeege means... Alright, so squeege me... Okay, so squeege me is the brand name. And next is going to be product ID. Alright, so product ID we're going to come back to as well. So let's look under the next tab, Variations. Variations, you don't need to worry about this unless you're doing different types of this product. So maybe we're going to offer different colored squeegees. Maybe we're going to have different quantities. Maybe you could buy 2 squeegees or 3 squeegees at once, or material type. But we're going to sell a 3-part squeegee, something that's got like the squeegee and a pole and like the extender thing or whatever. As you can tell, I haven't done a lot of research into squeegees. I really don't know a ton about squeegees. I'm just using this one as an example. So we're not going to do any variations. So let's go to Offer. This one's really easy. We're going to sell it new, and we're going to sell it for whatever price you want to put. Something that your competition is selling at, maybe a little lower to start, or maybe if you're creating a better, more valuable product, you might even want to price a little higher than your competition. It just depends on where you want to enter the market at. Seller SKU, also really easy. We can just say squeege 001 or something like that. You make this up, so this isn't something that Amazon gives you. They will give it to you if you don't put anything in this blank. They'll just make up a random number, but you can just put in whatever you want, or you can leave it blank. It really doesn't matter. And then here's the important part. You want to make sure that you have this one. I want Amazon to ship and provide customer service for my item if it sells. This makes sure that it's fulfilled by Amazon, right? So it's FBA. We don't want to be fulfilling our own orders. We don't want to be shipping to customers ourselves. That's the whole point of doing Amazon FBA, is that we don't have to do that. And so we want to select this one and have Amazon ship and provide customer service and do everything for us. All right, so the next tab is images. And for right now, we're just going to put a placeholder image, all right? So we're going to use an image just from our competition. So let's go open up a new tab and go to Amazon. And in Amazon, we're going to search for that window cleaning kit. And in that window cleaning kit, maybe we'll just grab, remember, the super squeegee, all right, that we were looking at. So we're just going to click on his listing. We're going to click on his image, and we're going to go here. We're going to right click. We're going to save the image as, and then we're just going to save it somewhere on our computer. And then we're going to go back here and we're just going to upload that same picture. So we're using his picture, but we're not going to be using it when our product goes live, right? So even though we've created the listing, there is no products in stock. So this product that we're making is not going to actually show up on Amazon until there's products in stock for it. So no one's going to see it, so it's fine. But we want to have a placeholder image so our listing doesn't get like removed or suppressed or whatever, saying that we haven't completed it. So just a placeholder image, or you can do a few placeholder images to be sure, and make sure that the product images fill all these demands, right? So they have to be 85% of the image. The main one has to be on a white background, and so notice this is on a white background, but this one isn't, right? This image is not on a white background, and that's okay. But your main image has to be on a white background, okay? So just make sure that you're doing that with your images. Now, once your product comes in, either into stock on Amazon, you want to be sure to have your own pictures on here. Okay, so you want to either take your own pictures yourself, hire a photographer to take pictures for you, and like I said, make sure that they fulfill all these requirements. I recommend 5 to 6 images at least. You can, list I think 9 right here, but ultimately you really want at least 5 or 6, and that's going to be the best option for you. Notice the Super Squeegee, they have 6 images and they're selling really well. Alright, so then let's move on to description. Description is fairly simple and straightforward. We've got 5 little spaces here that correspond to these 5 spaces here, right? So there's 5 bullet points here, and that's what these are, okay? So what I like to do is I like to do kind of what this guy's doing, all caps, something important, with a little dash or a squiggle, whatever the little squiggle's called, the tilde, right? It's called a tilde, I think. And then we talk about, why it is that we said this, right? So we said it's all in one, and then we say it's an all-in-one cleaning feature, able to clean windows and tiles. It features a state-of-the-art rubber blade scraper and microfiber scrubbing pads, right? So they explain why it's an all-in-one and how it's an all-in-one. And at the same time, they're differentiating themselves from the rest of their competition, right? This is one of the only 3-in-1s, right, that has all of the stuff that you need to clean a window. It's got the squeegee and the pole and the scraper and the scrubbing pads or whatever. And so this is something that they've done to stand away from their competition. It's something that you'll want to do whenever you make your new product. And then they go on and they list things that are important to the buyer, right? So you want to kind of get inside your customer's head and say, what is important when you're cleaning windows? So if you've ever cleaned a window before, it can be time consuming, and maybe you have a really sucky squeegee and it doesn't work very well, and you have to use chemicals that are harmful. And so what they've done is they've removed all of those things that the customer doesn't like about cleaning windows, and they say that this squeegee, our brand squeegee, the Super Squeegee, doesn't have these problems, right? So we can save time, it's a professional quality, it cleans without chemicals, and then they talk a little bit about why that is. Why is this a professional quality? What did they use to make the products? Why is it better than everything else? And at the same time, they're including keywords in their description that you can use for people to find your product. And I'll get more into keywords in a second because they are important. But here is where you want to just fill out all of the important stuff about your product and show that it solves a need for your customer, and show that it stands away from the competition, that it's got something that's different, that's better than everyone else's. And for the Super Squeegee, it's this all-in-one, right? It's like a 3-in-1, and so for that reason it's better than some of the other squeegees out there that you can buy. And then back in here, we're also going to have a product description. Alright, so this is not important, and what this is it is this section down here under product description. Notice this is hardly filled out, and it's just a paragraph. It's not important. Rarely do people ever read it unless you have enhanced brand content. If you have enhanced brand content enabled, which means that you've registered your brand with Amazon, you have a trademark and everything set up, which you don't need to do at the beginning. This is not something you need to worry about, but only then would your product description actually be important, because you can put pictures and HTML and stuff into your description. But normally, on most listings, no one's ever going to read it, no one's going to see it. It's not really important. All you want to do there is just restate what you said in these bullets, right? Not actually copy and paste them, but just restate all of the pros of your product. So not a ton needs to go in here. Maybe fill it with important keywords, but you really just want to restate what you said in your key product features. All right, so moving on to keywords. This part is important. A lot of people don't think that they're very important, but they're important to get sales organically, right? Because Amazon's going to rank your product for certain terms, and when customers go to Amazon and they search for those terms, we want our product to show up in the top, right? If number 1, number 2, number 3, we want it to be up there for the keywords that we want to rank for. Okay, so what keywords would we want to rank for a squeegee? And that's a really good question. So I have a couple different tools that I use, and I'll link to them in the description. The first one is just SK Tools with Google. So if we open a new tab and go Google SK Tools, all right, so it's the keyword research and strategy with this one right here. Okay, and so you can sign in. It's free. It's just a Google AdWords account. You can make your own. And then once you've signed in, you'll be taken to a page that looks like this, right, where you can find new keywords. So we're going to search for a new keyword. We're going to search for window cleaning kit. All right, so this is kind of like our main phrase. You could also search for, you know, something else like, window cleaning, or even, you know, we could actually just search for squeegee, and that would also work too. I misspelled that. I put a U in there. All right, and then we just click Get Ideas. And what this is going to search Google for all of the different phrases that people are searching for and the volume that they're searching at. So squeegee is searched 10K to 100K a month, right? So these are all average monthly searches. So these are keyword ideas that you can use, and they're related to our main keyword. Okay, so right here we've got window cleaning equipment, window cleaning tools, window washing, window cleaning supplies, cleaning windows, best window cleaner, window washer. So what we can do is we can actually just copy all of these right here, right? So we just copy all of them right here and copy, and then we can go to our add a product and we can just paste them in there. Okay, and so that's going to do that, and we can always add more little sections here. Okay, so maybe, you know, this one's for our Google keywords. So this is another tool that I like to use. It's from the Scientific Seller. It's their little keyword tool. All you have to do is you put in your main keywords. So this is a window cleaning kit, and then what it's going to do is it's going to find all the related terms for your product. What I like to do is I actually like to let this set up and run for a while, because it's going to find a lot of long tail keywords, or like really long keywords that people search for on Amazon. And if you can get those long keywords in your title or in your description, then you're going to rank number 1 for those particular long tail keywords. So like, you know, here's something that could be a long tail: window cleaning kit water spot remover, right? So if someone goes in Amazon and they type that exact phrase, if we have that exact phrase in our description or in our bullet points or in our keyword section, then we're going to get ranked number 1 for that keyword, because it's very unlikely that someone else is also trying to rank for this exact keyword. Now, we're not going to get a ton of sales from that keyword, but it's very likely that we'll get a few sales from these long tail keywords. And so long tail keywords are pretty important, and so I like to include those. So once again, we're just going to copy all of these and put them into our product. Okay, and so we can fill all these out with different keywords. You know, I didn't get all of them here. There's still more, and this is going to add more over time. But you kind of get the idea of we're just add in keywords that make sense with our product. Target audience, what we can do is, it doesn't really matter. We can leave this blank or we can fill it out. Subject matter, typically people like to clean their windows in the spring, right? Maybe in the summer as well, okay? And then other attributes, usually these don't make any sense, so I just leave them blank. And then intended use also doesn't really make any sense, but we'll say indoor, outdoor, and we'll also say outdoor. Like I said, these down here don't really matter. You can actually leave these blank. It's not really going to affect much, okay? So then we're going to go to the last tab, which is more details. There's really nothing to put here. You don't really need to worry about anything in more details. Notice if we click advanced view, how all of this other stuff comes up. Alright, so that's why I say that you don't really need to worry about advanced view, because there's a lot of stuff that doesn't even make sense for the product that'll come up. For example, like, battery type, number of batteries, lithium ion. We're selling a squeegee, right? So we're not actually going to include any of that information because there is no batteries in our squeegee. So finishing up here, we're going to go back to our vital info and we're going to make our product name. Alright, so our product name is going to come from all of the very high value keywords that we want to rank for, and this is where we're going to make our title. I always like to start the title with the brand name, so Squeege Me is our brand. Like I said, you can make up whatever brand you want. It doesn't have to be Squeege Me for your brand. Alright, but Squeege Me, and then we can say, professional window cleaning kit. Alright, because that's our main keyword, is like window cleaning kit. That's our main chunk, right, that we're looking for. And then we can go look at our competition and see, also we can see what keywords they're looking for. Because if they're trying to rank for keywords, odds are those are, very valuable keywords that we could try to rank for as well. They're looking for window squeegee, as well as microfiber scrubber, as well as with extension pole for window glass, and auto, right? So they're also targeting auto cleaners, like if you want to clean your car windows. So maybe we'll go after the same kind of stuff. We can say, for glass, windows, and auto includes, and then we want to say what we include in our product that's better, right? So these guys have a microfiber scrubber and extension pole. Maybe we'll include that in ours, or maybe we'll include something else on top of that. But let's say we have the extension pole, and we also have the microfiber scrubber, okay? Right, so this is a very basic title. It's got some of our solid keywords that we want. We also show that we're standing away from our competition because we have an extension pole and a microfiber scrubber, right? So we're kind of different than all the other squeegees out there because we include some other stuff. We're also have our window cleaning kit and its use, right? And we're also going to include auto, and so people can clean their cars with it. Very last thing you want to fill in is going to be the product ID, right? So if you don't have your brand registered, then you're not going to be able to choose ASIN. So normally you have to pick UPC, and then you want to have a valid UPC that you put in here. So if you want to follow Amazon's policy, you need to buy a UPC from GS1, or if you don't really want to follow the policy, you want to kind of bend the rules a little bit, and a lot of people do, and you can get your barcodes from eBay or Barcode Mania or Speedy Barcodes. There's a ton of places to get secondhand barcodes. But just know that these barcodes are not going to be registered in your name or in your brand or company name. Right? Even though they might say it is, the only legitimate place to get barcodes, according to Amazon and according to their policies, is GS1. And then once you put your UPC into this blank, you can click Save and Finish, and your listing is complete. At this point, you can create a new shipment, and you can have your products shipped into Amazon FBA, and you can begin selling them. So I hope this video helped you out, and I hope it was a good walkthrough and kind of showed you how to create that product listing and the important parts that you need to look for when making your listing. If you have any questions, of course, you can leave them in the comment section, and I'll see you in my next video.